To me, it always seems like the Discord feels the need to shit on Kyle or Tommy or whoever's announcing, like for the most obvious things, but it's kind of mandatory in like a World Series setting where you're giving a preview on each team, the biggest breakdown of the season that you're gonna get because it's kicking off the biggest series in the season. So I mean, like, there you go. But the 2017 mention, like, yeah, of course you knew that was coming, guys. We are back with another MLW Discord reacts today, guys. We have games 1 and 2 of the World Series. The World Series played at SoFi Stadium between the Coastal Cobras and the Downtown Diamondbacks. Let's get right into it. This dude, like, okay, Sandlot was filmed in 62. It was released in 62 at least. Bro, I thought this guy, for however old he is, he's buff. He looks really healthy. Bro, he looks really damn solid, and he's got to be at least in his late 50s to early 60s at the youngest. No offense, but the dude has to be up there in age considering that film was released like in the 60s. So holy crap, I mean, Marty York looks really good, and you know what? Man, a good random celebrity talent for the first pitch. Pardon me, bro. I'm a dumbass. I'm actually an idiot, bro. Oh my god. Okay, the premise of the film is 62, but it came out in 93. Okay, that explains everything. Okay, never mind. Bro, guys, I'm sorry. That's an AJ blunder. That's just me. I swear to God, this is a mood though, because like whenever I'm watching a video, it seems like I'm so far behind while these guys are so far ahead. Like, watch the video slower. Yep. I know the feeling. He won the 2021 MVP for a reason. He is one of the best, if not the best player in MLW, and this postseason proves that. He has been on another level, and he is going to bring the D-backs right back to the championship if they can go ahead and finish it off. However, I still think Cobra's in fun. That back-to-back nuke, okay, yeah, Jonah Heath hitting that nuke is huge for their lineup. Like, it means so much more than just a random home run off of Brendan Baranowski. Because if he can heat up and like accompany Michael Shima in supporting Jimmy Norp, the Baranowski is gonna have a tough time this series. I still have confidence in him though. However, it's going to be a real uphill battle from here if the D-backs are playing like that. I mean, I wouldn't say it's all falling apart for the Cobras considering like how well they were able to come back after being down against the Preds. So I wouldn't say they were all like falling apart once again, but like I mean, yeah. Did Drew Davis come through? He almost did. Like even Drew Davis said he almost got all of that. Like he felt like he got all of that and it almost would have been a homer, but just short, just missed, and that ended up being the end of the game, and the D-backs take game 1. I mean, I'm recording this on Monday night, so game 2 is already tomorrow, so I'm feeling pretty, like, I mean, well, at least game 1's portion, because game 2 hasn't come out yet, but as for game 1's portion, like, I'm recording this on Monday night, so the game's about to come out tomorrow. I'm hyped for game 2, even though I'm probably going to be in a class while it comes out, so I'm going to have to watch it at, like, 6:37 p.m. Eastern time, so that's going to piss me off. It may be random, but it is a critical question, considering the answer to this determines, momentum and stamina of each of the players and how well this series will play out. Because at least if it's over 2 days, which it probably will be over 2 days, that at least means that, it gives Norp and Baranowski primarily time to rest up their arms, days for the teams to regroup, focus once again, and, get back on track. Which is probably what the teams are going to need. So it's, yeah, I think a gap in the action really does help because, I mean, we saw what happened in 2017. They played through 5 games in 2.5 hours, and the Cobras ran out of gas. So, I mean, you can't put the guys through everything in one single day. That's not possible. I don't need to say anything. He's completely right. Jimmy Norp is a GOAT. We know this. Baranowski can definitely bounce back. We know this. And the backdrop, just the idea of them being at SoFi Stadium, everything they've done behind the scenes, even though there are no fans exactly there, it's just a different vibe, man. They're playing in a literal sports venue. Like, it would be insane if they actually got people to come out for it, but I mean, like, that would just, everybody would spoil it. Like 2 months ago, we know that the Cobras would win in 5. If they keep seeing Baranowski well, then maybe you put B in halfway through game 2, and especially for game 3, okay? However, the fences at SoFi, honestly, I feel like they're a lot farther back, if not at least the same area, but I mean, like, not really a lot. But I mean, if they're a little bit further back, considering they have the room to do that, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? It would be interesting to see if they hit a home run through the goalposts, through the field goal. Like, well, I don't know football. I'm Canadian. I don't know football, but if they hit a home run through the field goal post. I don't know what these are called, bro. I'm sorry, I'm Canadian, but if they hit it through there, it's 3 points for a home run. I don't give a shit. I'm done. I don't know football. My bad. I mean, if anything, I'm giving Shima the Gold Glove. He is probably the best, most consistent defensive player in MLW, constantly overrated for his defense. Him and Norb drive the best defensive team in the league, but Shima especially is fantastic on the left side of the field. He is a great fielder. He's just perfect over there. He knows exactly what he's doing at every single time with the play. Um, Always heads up fielding. Like I'm giving him the award. I don't give a crap if he hasn't made fancy plays, but he deserves the award for how good of a defender he is. This is why I say give it to Shima, but it might just go to Kyle Schultz because he made quite a few good plays in the regular season, whatever. But I wanted to see it go to Shima. I feel like again he's the best defensive player in the league. That's just me. My guy Warda would want the Cobras to win, dude. Like forget about the fact that he may not like Sawyer Bean a little bit, but he still definitely wants them to win. Like him and Drew are boys. Like everybody in MLW is mutual with each other, if not like close friends. There's no real hatred. Warda want like I'm a Magic fan and I want to see the Cobras win it all. I think everybody, as much as we'd love to see the D-backs win again as well, it would be cool to see the Cinderella story of a 5-10 team coming back to win it all. We want to see the Cobras finally get it done after 7 years of torment for a franchise. Thank you, Shima over Norb, just because he's made a lot more defensive plays. With ease, it almost seems like he just knows what he's doing whenever the ball gets hit to him. He is the guy for defense. He is the guy that you want in the field to field the ground ball, a fly ball, any kind of ball. You want him there. I'm gonna be riding this Shima wins Gold Glove like horse until the awards ceremony, and even then they'll give it to Kyle Schultz, and I'm a riot. I don't know. Wildcats also blew out the D-backs 4-0 last year. That's not really a blowout, but I mean it has to be considered one if D-backs beating Cobras 3-0 is one. So I mean like, dude, just it's game one. Calm down. The Cobras are gonna come around. I'm telling you, there's no way the Cobras are going down without a fight. And if they do, I mean that's disappointing, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Look at the heart and the soul, and even then the pure skill that's on that team. They went toe to toe with Jimmy North for 8 innings until they finally came through. I mean, you know what would be sick if Andy Duran shows up for day two as a spark plug. Like if they are able to fly him out for just a little bit, like that would be huge for the team's morale, and it would just add that little bit of a bat who is riding hot off of Jimmy North right now. It would be huge for the Cobras. Jimmy and Shima especially, as well as Heath as of late, they look absolutely possessed. They look like they are on a mission and a half to prove that, you know what? They did improve since last year. You know what? That's another video of mine that's actually aging pretty well. The D-backs are better than last year. That's a video I uploaded in May. Then all of a sudden they went 1-5, then 2-7, and now they're in the World Series. So you know what? My videos are aging like absolutely fine wine as of late. Everything other than my Magic predictions. But you know what? That's in the past. Oh, yeah, that's a bit concerning just seeing the Cobras, especially being striking out here and there on pitches that didn't even look remotely close. That's not really that good. That's a bit of a concern. But Jimmy Norp, I mean, he's fantastic. So, like, how are you going to go up against Jimmy Norp like that? But, I mean, D-backs ain't winning it all. Okay. We know MLW now. We know you're a Cobras fan. And I do think the Cobras are going to win as well. And I understand that everyone's overreacting, but can we just like calm down and maintain peace, please? We just want to maintain peace in the MLW Discord, please. Yeah, the D-backs, I mean, do they have the perfect recipe for a title? I don't know. They have depth on the bench. They have the same core as last year, and they're still dominating in the playoffs like they did last year. But I don't know. Do they have the perfect recipe for like a title? Another one? I mean, I don't know. The hitting is improved from last year, I'll say that much. I mean, Shima's doing really well in the playoffs, like he was, but a little bit better, I'd say. Heath has cooled down, but you know what? If he keeps up his pace, then that's perfect. And Jimmy Norp is just Jimmy Norp. So the D-backs, they look really solid. Are they better than last year's World Series appearance, at least for Game 1 standpoint? Obviously, because they got shut out last year. They shut out the other team this year, but still. Yeah, I'd say the D-backs, they don't have the perfect recipe, but they definitely, like, obviously, there's two teams left. They both have an equal chance of winning this. Can we make one thing really clear? Like, both the Cobras and D-backs have to fight their ass off, especially in the LCS, to get to the World Series. The Cobras squeaked by the Preds, but they beat them out, and so did the D-backs. They won off of 1-0 twice in that series, so don't act like one team blew out the other here. Both teams had an equal pathway to get here. Did Warner just admit that some things in MLW were staged? Like, we know some shit like the BN versus Russ rivalry is staged. But, like, damn. I mean, we knew this. Honestly, if you're paying attention, you know this. Like, there's no way these guys have beef. Like, that's not, no, we know this. Why are we taking the shots here at the Cobras, dude? The Cobras went 10-5 in the regular season, and they beat the Preds. Who gives a crap if Sean Flynn dropped the ball, they would have won, dude. No, but they made it through. They pushed through. They made it through like a competitive ass football team. These two are equal teams going head to head in this World Series. Don't act like one team's better than the other here. Both teams are solid. They are fantastic equally, and then we'll know which team's better based on who wins this series in the next 5 games. Or 4 games at this point. Give the round of applause to Kyle because he remains unbiased as an announcer. He does everything like to promote the league. He's fantastic when it comes to commentating. I've already said commentating and announcing, whatever, same thing. But in regards to editing, bro, on another level. Every single series, every single season, it's just taken up a notch. He's just bringing it to a top tier. The production, the editing is just fantastic. Kyle Schultz, massive, massive props to you for always outdoing yourself. Okay, Sean catch that. Like, if Sean didn't catch that, we'd be having a different conversation. But you know what? That's what we call defensive skills here, ECK. I'm sorry, bro. You are my guy. You are one of my favorite guys in the MLW Discord. I'll say that here. However, Sean made the catch. You know what? Good for him. Defensive skills, he's got it. The Cobras have it. They are probably the second best defensive team in the league behind the D-backs. Sean was lucky to catch that, we'll say it, but the Cobras then pushed from there, got the job done. Baranowski shut it down on the mound, and the offense stepped up. So they did fight when the time came. They did fight, even from the beginning they fought. But the Cobras didn't put their head down. They came back and they finished the job. They got what they had to do done. They deserve to be here. I don't know who is saying that they don't deserve it, but they gotta be here, bro. We got to all admit that the Cobras deserve where they are today. Why, Lord, why does it always go back to the Metro Tragic, bro? We never asked for this. I mean, Kyle Schultz is in the lead in every category. Like, his commentating's good some days, but then there's days like this where, like, announcer drinks? Yup. Now that Jimmy Norp has confirmed it, like, I mean, they looked far to begin, like, they looked further back to begin with, but, like, now that he confirmed it, that just makes Jonah Heath's home run all the more impressive. Like, bro, that was a nuke and a half the guy hit. Holy crap. Unless you want to kill Baranowski's and Norp's arm for the rest of, like, the week, I think you might as well at least split them into 2 days. I could just imagine, like, the tense, like, how intense it would be between the D-backs and Cobras players, like, outside of the game heading into the next day. I'm genuinely curious. And Norp validates that. Okay, so there's gonna probably be, like, so, yeah, I mean, imagine they don't even need to go back for day 2. You know how pissed off I would be? Because, like, we have this complex, this stadium. You might as well use it for the content, bro. I mean, they probably will otherwise, but they might as well. Like, come on. I mean, okay, obviously they're gonna make the field very similar to the Meadows, so like the field doesn't really change at all. But I mean, that's honestly like a good idea to move it back. You got to the World Series, play with deeper fences, prove how good you are. You know what? I do like the idea of them doing that. Picks before disaster. ECK, no, bro, no, my guy, what? I love how he was wearing the Astros shirt in the first pick and he's wearing the D-backs in the second. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love the effort. I mean, it's huge. If Heath can be that guy, if he can do really well this series, it's huge for that team. So, I mean, like, you know what? It just makes me so happy personally to see him, a guy who struggled like the entire season. He's coming up clutch now. He's doing really well now. That's great. Okay, so that's pretty much it for game 1, guys. So let's move on to game 2 where hopefully I'm sorry, what? Okay, well, first off, I don't know if Jimmy Norp has ever, like, burnt his arm out before. I don't know if you want to burn his arm out. But now, like, if that's a prime opportunity for the Cobras to possibly take game 3 and force a day 2 against Jonah Heath. But, okay, Drew Davis needs to start Sawyer being game 3. Like, Norp and Heath are seeing Baranowski so well that it's coming to a point where Drew needs to insist on playing Bean for game 3 on the mound. Otherwise, Cobras could honestly get swept here, and that's going to be so devastating. Personally, I wanted to see these guys win. If they crash and burn, it's going to suck. It's really going to be bad. Like, yeah, he's pissed off because Baron doesn't show much emotion. Baranowski launched his hat into another planet. Like, bro, like, I mean, they're missing Andy Durant. I'm sorry, they're missing Andy Durant. Like, holy crap, the offense looks depleted with him missing. I don't know why Andy's never been, like, this critical to the Cobras, but this season it feels like he's just been a very important piece to their lineup, even though it at one point looked like he'd be replaceable. Now it's like, what's going on? What options does this team have? James, what are you... God damn it, James. I definitely feel like that trash talk was geared towards Drew. Like, I don't know why it would be geared toward Baron. Maybe the Cobras entirely, but, like, I mean, you have to be fired up after that home run. I don't blame North for being the way he was because that was a huge home run for the D-backs. So I mean, like, I don't care how he reacted. I don't care who it was directed to. It was beautiful in the moment. Let's think rationally here. If Drew Davis is smart, he's gonna pitch B in for Game 3, and if Norp really wants to pitch Heath, then I feel like the Cobras might take Game 3. I'm not jinxing anything. These games have been played 2 months ago, but I mean, like, there's no reason as to why the Cobras can't take Game 3, force a day 2, and then who knows what happens from there. Tuesday games means I make a rare appearance because I'm usually either like watching and eating my dinner before I go to work. So I mean, like, this is a rare AJ appearance in here. But bro, like, come on, the D-backs are gonna. If the Cobras find a way to come back after being down 2-0, it's just the most poetic way. I feel like Kyle Schultz definitely scripted this, but you know what? We're going to love it anyway. He needs to start being, and I believe Drew knows this, and Drew is going to be starting being for Game 3, and if he doesn't, then honestly, the Cobras don't deserve to win. I'm sorry, but like, you need to go with something different. You need to change it up because they are seeing Baranowski way too well right now. This is why, as of late, everybody's judging me in my transactions and like fantasy leagues and like sim leagues and the whole 9 yards. And the things that I say, bro, give it a few months. I'm almost always right with this. Look at what happened here. Look at what I said several months back, also about the Cobras and stuff, man. Like that, I said they're gonna possibly make a World Series run. This could be their year. They are so close to getting it done, honestly. As much as, okay, well, they have to win 3 games now. It's not impossible. The Mallards did it against them. It's not impossible to do. They still have a shot. Just don't talk until the season's over. And, yeah, the D-backs clearly, they have been playing much better than they have last year in the World Series. So I gotta say, the D-backs have just gotten much better this season, even if the rookies haven't done that great. Jimmy Norb is playing at a more elite level than he did last year, and I will stand by that. It was a beautiful walk-off home run, though, was it? It was a beautiful homer. Yeah, I'm dumping on the Cobras. I'm saying, oh, change out Barron, but, like, it's not like they've been terrible. It's not on them. They've just, like, it's not on the bats have done okay. Barron's done okay, but they're the second place team in the World Series and everything right now. The D-backs are just outplaying these guys. I hope they manage to get Durant out for Game 2 or Day 2, if there is a Day 2. If they can at least fly him out for one day, you know how sick that would be? Like, I hope maybe it's just his football obligations prevented him from showing up for the first day. But, yeah, I hope. And honestly, I think he'd be the most likely person to like replace Sean in the lineup because right now Sean is being he's looking like Norris. You want to know? Okay, the 21 countries are Bosnia, Italy, Germany, Afghanistan, Uruguay, France, Canada, Dominican Republic, Pakistan, Estonia, Portugal, Japan, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Haiti, Ecuador, Jamaica, Greenland, Guyana, and Greece. Holy, okay. I expected to say that faster. I did that in 10 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad, but I mean, like, yeah, it's illegal in 21 countries, especially Canada. That's why MLW hasn't come to Canada yet for a tournament, which is still pissing me off. Like, it's a great song. It's become a meme, but I love it anyway. Hammer, like, okay, I'd sing it, but this isn't even me saying, oh, this is Discord Reacts. Like, let's just stay on focus here and let's just talk about the series. Not to make content for me, but just because, like, I don't want to get distracted and then from there, you know, have the mods start talking it. Like, no, we're not going to do that. Let's just focus on Wiffle Ball. We can go talk about Yakko's World, the song in the music channel if y'all want. Like, bro, they're not, man. Like, we understand Cobra's lost Game 1. And they got shut out. But it doesn't mean that the Cobras played the same way in Game 2. Let's stop acting like the D-backs are owning the Cobras right now. Baranowski's just not pitching like at his elite level, which is okay. Well, it is for the first 2 games. Now you got to figure out Game 3. Your back's against the wall. Like, come on. But still, like, let's not act like they've been completely dominated by the D-backs. The Cobras still have a shot. Exactly as I've said. They haven't been terrible. They've been solid, but they're second in everything. D-backs are the better pitching right now, better hitting, better fielding, the whole 9 yards. They are better in everything. There's 2 teams. The Cobras are second. They got to figure it out. Okay, let's not act like Shima and Heath haven't done much. Them getting on base gives the RBIs to Norb, and like for him to turn into home runs. Sorry, my bad. The at-bats that they work, that they managed to get on base, that is what Jimmy Norb turns into the runs for the D-backs. They are contributing by getting on base, bro. They are doing they're doing the dirty work before Norb can go up there and get the job done. They are getting on base. They are doing what has to be done to set up for the extra runs to come in for Norb to get into that situation where he can possibly win the game. And as much as Shima's hitting has been, I'd say decent. Jonah Heath has 2 home runs in the series. He had a home run to start game in the first inning of game two. I'm getting confused between the games now. But seriously, like all three of those guys are producing at their roles. I mean, without Heath, the game is tied, and who knows if they possibly go to a game a fourth inning, and who knows if the Cobras win there. So the Heath and Shima both have their influences right now on the D-backs. Let's make that very clear. They both have a significant impact on their lineup and the results that Jimmy Norp can put out on the mound, and then what happens to them at the end of the game. This is why, like, Shima and Heath are critical to this lineup. Seriously, without Jonah Heath, it would honestly be tied because, like, who knows? If Heath can't hit that home run, it's possibly tied. You go to an extra innings, Cobras possibly win. It could be a tie game, but with the effort that Heath is putting on the field, especially in game two, what he did, because he was a run, he walked to get on base, and he did hit a home run, and he ended up scoring 2 runs for that team. Without him being on base, without his hitting, without his walks, it's a 3-2 ball game. Okay, who knows what Trey Flood or Casey Bennett could do in his position, but the point I'm trying to make here is he still has an impact. I just went on a minute-and-a-half rant about it. Like, they have an impact, bro. Cobras ain't done. They have a lot of work to do, and you know what? Sean Flynn's got to pick it up. The bat's got to pick it up, especially him. He drove in a run, or maybe two, I believe. Just, Drew Davis is doing his stuff, but, like, oh my god. Sean Flynn is looking absolutely silly right now with this hitting, bro. Like, he's got to lean across the plate to still swing and miss. Like, oh my goodness. And there's our resident D-backs fan. There he is. Okay, you could say essentially because of Jimmy Nor, but I still think the entire lineup's produced. However, there is no reason why they're not out of it yet. If they can find a way to sweep the Preds, who I think are pretty similar to the D-backs in a way that they have their MVP candidate, then they have their supporting bats behind them. If not, the Preds of being a better team this season than the D-backs. D-backs are just getting hot at the right time. If they can manage to sweep the Preds, why can't they go ahead and possibly pull a reverse sweep now and win the next 3 games against the D-backs? There's no reason as to why they can't. There's no D-backs fans. Bro, leave me alone. Oh my god. I'm getting calls in the middle of recording Discord. There is no way that TLT has not gotten anything right now. Like, that he's just entering the Discord reacts. Bro, I'm so sorry, but I mean, second appearance, here you are, Matt. Let's give a round of applause to TLT because I'm sorry, you know, he's been so patient and he's finally getting his shot in the Discord reacts. There you go, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay, he's right. Norp has had his heroics. But let's also pay attention to the contributions of whoever else is playing on that team, right? Like, so I still believe, like, it's not just a Norp masterclass right now. It'll definitely help. If the Cobras can shut down Norp, they have a shot. But Jonah Heath is starting to look dangerous as well, so you got to consider him as well. Okay, let's wait until Friday afternoon to see if we need to get the brooms out. Drew, this is another moment that I call Drooperman. Not Superman, you got Drooperman. Because this guy just tends to fly over the fence or all over the field. Any diving catch, this guy, he gets injured so much because he loves to fly and dive for this stuff. Like, bro, why? Jay, relax. Oh my. Bro, this is going to be a rivalry for the next 3 games if there is 3 games. Oh my god. Oh my, this is going to be nuts. If seeing Jay versus MLW now go at it in the Discord over like stuff like this and just, oh my, like these are ridiculous comments. This is getting dumb. 28-3. Oh my, like the D-backs fans, there's not that many in the Discord. Like, just seeing them just pop up out of nowhere to celebrate, it's wild. Because meanwhile, you got the Cobras. All these fans are like, they're kind of panicking. Meanwhile, there's just Jay and there's Landon. These two are like the most prominent. I don't know words. I'm sorry, guys. But, dude, what can people stop busting my balls? Like, I'm trying to film a Discord reaction. Leave me alone. Sadly, the postseason does not count for, like, awards. But even then, I'm giving it to Cratch. I love Norp, but I'm giving it to Cratch. First off, he won the home run derby, which we keep forgetting about, like, to mention that. So he's had an elite... He's been dominant with the bat. That just represents that and stuff, right? Like, he's been great offensively. On the mound, he's just reinvented himself. He's propelled the Preds to become a great team once again. Ryan Crouch reinvented himself this year. He deserves the MVP, bro. My guy, you didn't need to go after him like that. Like, what? Jesus Christ, Jay. Kyle made a script. He knows what he's doing, man. I'm like, it would be so funny if it happens, though, because it's gonna be pure coincidence, but, like, there's no way it possibly happens that they slay the demons, but they also come back and they win after being down 2-0. So, like, the 2-0 memes are eliminated, and now I guess you moved on to the D-backs? I don't know. So I've been asked for by somebody to go ahead and make a video on this beef, but I'm probably not going to do that. We had a little something happen here between Drew Davis and Jimmy Norp, actually. They both came in here and they said not really choice words to each other, but they kind of attacked each other's, I guess, offensive styles or something. Like, I guess it was mainly Jimmy Norp accusing Drew Davis and the Cobras of leaning into pitches and not letting them get to the plate, rather trying to be hit and, like, having them be called balls when they know it's like a slider coming back to strike them out. Norp did show evidence that, like, he doesn't do that with many teams, and then also he showed evidence that the Cobras sometimes do that. Long story short, like, again, it's just, I guess it's friendly fire. Like, the boys are okay. I hope the boys are okay with each other. Like, they're obviously fine. But it is a little controversial. Like, I don't like people who try to lean or, like, cheat here for wins. Like, no, we're not doing that. I saw that in the 2020 actual MLB World Series, and the ump wasn't even having it. So, like, why should people need to just sit through this and watch watch players lean into pitches? Like, we shouldn't need to, be going after MLW. We shouldn't even have to be going after wiffle ball players for this kind of thing. But I guess Jimmy Norp sparked this debate now. I don't think the Cobras were leaning. I really don't think so. I know the D-backs do their best to avoid it. Cobras don't look like they're leaning. If anything, Sean's leaning across the plate to swing at a pitch that he's going to miss anyways. Oh my god. Whatever happened to Nareski and Jewel and Teal and even Aguilar? What happened to the original D-backs? Did they just get phased out of MLW because they were pretty mid? Like, they couldn't keep up anymore. Like, Jimmy Norp took over, and then from there, Nareski never showed up. Like, I think the last time we saw Jewel and Teal was the 2020 series before the All-Star break between the Wildcats and the D-backs. And then last time we saw Nareski was the 2020 series, last one of the season, Mallard's D-backs. And he barely even played there. Honestly, like, I mean, damn. Nareski brought this team into the league, and ever since, Jimmy Norp has turned them into a wiffle ball dynasty. Holy crap. Like, and the thing is, Kyle did all the scouting. Like, Kyle brought Norp into the league. I don't know what Gavin did, but to be fair, Kyle literally controlled the entire draft. He could have Norp on his team. He could have given Saylor or Chadwick, Bonham. He could have given anybody to the D-backs. But he ended up with Saylor, and, I mean, it hasn't worked out for them yet. But, I mean, they've been relatively successful in the past few years. Holy crap. Whatever happened to Gavin Nareski? Anyways, y'all, that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank y'all very much for watching. You better stay tuned because tomorrow, Game 3 is coming out. That might be the last Discord reaction of the season. I really don't want it to be. But if it is, then, I mean, hey, it's been a fun ride. I mean, obviously, we'll talk more about it when the time comes. Hopefully, I want to see this go to 5. I want to see this go to 5. Cobras have some work to do, and I want to see them get it done. Let's see what happens, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys all next time. Peace out.